Well, hello everybody, Bug Eater 64 here, and today I am getting ready to do a flight in my UH-1 Huey in Digital Combat Simulator, or what we lovingly call DCS. Now, this is going to be in version 2.9, which is the newest update for DCS, and as we celebrate 15 years of DCS, we're going to show a video that is one flight with 3 replays of the exact same flight, and we're going to see just how broken, and I mean broken, the DCS replay system is. Now, that being said, DCS is my all-time favorite military flight simulation. The modules that are in this, both payware and freeware, for the most part, in almost every case, are very high fidelity modules. Very in-depth systems. And the aerodynamics and the flight dynamics are outstanding. In my military career, I spent hundreds of hours in different types of military aircraft and helicopters, both and other fixed wing, and so I have a little knowledge, nothing like a full-time pilot, but I do have some technical knowledge of how things should feel and how they should react when in the air. So, that being said, we're going to get in to this flight that I set up. It's going to be on the Seria Map, and that's a problem within itself, in that on the forums there's a lot of information of problems with flickering in the replay system on especially the Seria Map. So let's get into it, let's get started, and let's see what's what. Alright, catch you inside.
Rearming complete.
Well, good. Alright, so here we are in Seria, and the Seria Map, apparently the flickering in replay is really bad. But as you can see, upper left, original flight. Upper right, replay 1. Lower left, replay 2. Lower right, replay 3. So we got 3 replay versions of the exact same flight. That being said, this is going to be like looking at 4 completely different flights. So let's see about getting things going in the helicopter. So, gonna get things set up for my HOTASs, make sure they're working. Okay, and then let's see. Get the fuel on. Alright. And when you hear that little blip sound, like that and that, that's me actually using my voice attacks to be able to take care of things that I can do using just telling it, my Huey, to do as it's told. Anyway, so with that, let's go ahead and get our systems up. Whoops, there we go. And battery on. So kill the alarm. Alright. So that's looking okay. And everything's ready here. So we're about ready to start. Alright, looks we got a good engine start on the old girl. Alright, so get her up to flight RPMs. And switch generators. Check the knee board. And once we lift off, our flight is actually probably about 30 degrees to our right. Let's see how things go here. Lift. Okay. And I have failed to turn something on, so I'm going to set her down here. And one thing that's really cool doing this, so look at the weeds and that rotor wash and the dust behind us. Yeah. And so, let's get our radio altimeter on. Alright, so we are set now. Yeah, some of the things in 2.9 are really nice, real fun additions, and part of that is the new visuals. They really look good. Now, at the start of this flight, the flickering is not bad. That being said, there has been a history with the replay system, and I've voiced this many times in other videos because it really aggravates the hell out of me, is the fact that once there's gunfire, there is no way of knowing what the replay is going to do, because if I've had to use my weapons, the replay is never the same, and I mean never the same as my original flight. So we're gonna see how that goes today. We've got a long way to go to get to our bad guys. Now, we don't have anything that we can use to take on T-72s or something like that, but we can take on, you know, the convoy vehicles, BTRs, Urals, things like that. Soft to medium targets. So that's what I'm looking for today. And as you can tell in the upper left, which is the original flight, I'm using Tubi head tracker, which works really well. And just checking my sights here and make sure we've got it set on. Alright, that looks good. Now, one of the things I am going to do also is I'll make another mission and on a different map to see if we end up with the same problem. Seria, from what I've seen in the forums, there has been an ongoing issue with flickering in the replays. But you're going to see like I said, we've got 3 versions of the replay along with my original, and you'll see just how different they are. It's amazing. And historically, when I've done replays trying to do a video, and I've had to use weapons, which is, I mean, this is DCS. This is what we do in DCS. We blow things up. But, that being said, when I do a replay, 99% of the time, that replay, if weapons have been used, it's going to crash me at the end of the flight. Not let me land, you know, nothing like that. It'll crash and kill me. So, just some weird things. DCS, or Digital Combat Simulator, is the finest, in my opinion now, but it is the finest military aircraft simulation available today. It's the most high fidelity with its aircraft modules, and it has come a long way with weather and the mapping, and it continues to get better. That's why it is so disappointing that they can't fix the replay system. And I would certainly wish that maybe a third party that knows what they're doing, because if I was a programmer, I'd be working on it and I'd be trying to do it. I just don't have that technical knowledge to be able to make a replay system. But there have been a number of third-party that have made replay systems for Microsoft Flight Simulator, X-Plane, and I just wish somebody with that kind of talent could make a decent replay system for Digital Combat Simulator. I mean, I would pay for it. If it's a good replay system that works properly, I'd be more than willing to pay for the quality. Because what we have now is just horrible and a downright pain in the keister. So as you can see, the first part of this flight goes very well. I don't have a single issue really to speak of. There's a couple little flutters But nothing unacceptable. Okay, we're going to have to gain some altitude to get over the hill here. Yeah, I think the next flight I'm going to test this on and do basically the same idea will probably be the Caucasus map, because that's the original map, and we'll see how it works there. But here on the Seria map, just horrible, horrible, horrible. Okay, Copilot is ready to fire if we run into anything. And the reason I normally set up so that my gunners, including my Copilot, are ready to fire at anything they see and can do damage to is because they have better eyesight than I do in the sim. So they pick up on things. If I use the labels, yeah, I could probably pick them up much sooner, but not using labels, I find for me it's better to just think about the flying and let the gunners and my co-pilot do their thing with my miniguns. And we're not too far from where we're going to run into the bad guys. And from what I understand, they gave the HUEY a more powerful engine, and these upgrades have been very helpful to this old girl. It's much easier to keep her at a speed of 110, 115. So it gives her a little boost. power and makes her fly better. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, got some smoke off, just off slightly to the right in the upper left. My original flight. Check that out. Okay, looks like we've got some bad guys to our left. Okay, here we go. Taking fire. Yeah, in the upper right it shows that we've destroyed some. And we just took heavy hits. Still getting shot at. Okay, the air crew, gunners, and co-pilot are still okay. That's good. And since I fired the guns, when you look at the other 3 replays, you start to see the flickering. And it's only going to get worse. You already see that in the lower right-hand corner, the aircraft is actually flying sideways, backwards, just doing off-the-wall stuff. Why? I have no idea. Still getting shot at and taking some hits, but so we've got some battle damage, like airspeed indicator is not working. My lower right replay is I'm upside down flying. Haven't figured that one out yet. But at least the air crew is doesn't appear to be injured. We have taken some hits and we do have battle damage. we're going to fly on and land. Just up by that lake area, there's a air base. So we're going to go up there. While our replays do what they do. But you can see flickering in all of them. And as the flight goes on, it just gets progressively worse. That lower right, which was actually replay 3, has decided it's just going to do its own thing. The upper right and lower left both have severe flickering, but are still relatively able to fly their course. And these replay issues is what makes trying to make a nice and enjoyable video extremely difficult. Yeah, if we had a third-party software, something like flight control replay system or the FS Playground, which are both used for Microsoft Flight Simulator, if we had something like those that we could use for DCS, that would eliminate so many problems. It just make life so much easier for content developers trying to make good quality, enjoyable simulation videos for things like YouTube and Rumble, things like that. It's sad that this many years, more than, we're talking this software, they're celebrating their 15th year and we still haven't got a workable, what I would consider a workable replay system for this simulation. And that's a real tragedy. Now the lower left one now is beginning to show that it looks like they're doing side slips instead of flying in a straight line. So as I said, they just seem to get progressively worse as we continue the flight. Okay, so now we do have battle damage, pretty good battle damage actually. So I'm going to take my time in landing this aircraft. Let's see what happens with our replay versions. It's pretty good though. Flying a Huey upside down and landing it on its rotors. Amazing. Then in the upper right, it decides to start doing like it's lost its tail rotor and just decide to spin. Terrible, terrible, terrible. As with the lower left, it's doing its own thing now too. Okay, lower right, crash. Upper right. Crash, as did lower left. And that's it. 3 crashes. Horrible, horrible. Alright, well, there you have it. What a disaster the replay system was in this flight. It was like watching 4 different flights, and they were all the same one. Just very unacceptable, very disappointed, and I do not see after 15 years why DCS can't fix the issue. So if somebody knows how to stop this from happening, please feel free to let me know. I appreciate all the comments I get. I read each and every one I get, and I make every attempt to answer every legitimate and constructive statement I get from the viewers. I do this just for fun, and you people that have watched my videos know that I don't make a dime on this. I do this strictly for the joy of flight simulations, and I've got a great group of people who watch my videos. I can tell by the comments and so on, and the constructive criticism I've gotten from you that has helped me to do and provide and build better video content, and I deeply appreciate each and every one of you. DCS, as I said, is still my favorite military combat flight simulator. Even with the problems with the replay system, I thoroughly enjoy it. And my favorite of all the modules is actually one of the oldest, the HUEY. She and I have a long history together, and she's actually tried to kill me a couple times, but I walked away. So anyway, that's all that matters. So that being said, I certainly hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope that if you have any ideas on how to stop this flickering and major issues with this replays, please let me know. I appreciate all your help. So until next time, this is Bug Eater 64, and as always, remember, safe flying.